hot coffee. Hello my Beatles friends, welcome to another video. Today is gonna be a press review video of another Beatles compilation album which is called Hey Jude. Now, the latest video that I made was a press review video for the compilation of the Oldies but Goldies. And it had many views and likes, and one of the subscribers requested that video. He asked me if I'm gonna do Hey Jude album press review. The subscriber's name is Think Beatles. I don't know his real name, but Think Beatles, it's a good name. And he asked me to do this press review. So since it's my first request on my channel, I said, hey, why not? And a few days ago, it was the 50th anniversary of this album. And I decided to do the press review. Since I have only 4 copies, it's not going to be that difficult video to do that long. So I decided, why not? Let's make it for fun. Okay, so I'm going to show you the 4 copies that I have of the album, and then I'm going to show you in detail all the differences. Well, there is not much to show actually, and also the sound, but let's talk about step by step. Okay, so the first compilation that I have is the American issue. It's a second issue, and I will explain you why it's a second. First Italian, a huge surprise, one of the best things in my collection, the rare Greek issue with OBI. It's the first non-Japanese pressing that has OBI, and I will go deeper into detail how it was released. And the latest one, which I'm not sure if it's a legitimate one or not, this is the German cover. You can see it by the number here that it's a German cover, but the vinyl is on French, Pâté Marconi. So now what I found in the internet, that this German cover was released also with German pressing and with Dutch pressing. But I've never seen a German cover with a French album, because the French album has its own cover. So what I believe is that somebody who lost French cover and put the German instead, or he lost the German vinyl and put the French vinyl. So what I can say is that, what I want to say is that this vinyl and this cover do not go together. So I'm not going to say that I have a German pressing because it's a French one. So I'm saying it's a French pressing but without a cover. Okay, so I have only 4. Now, a little background about this album, because Beatles compilations of the 60s and 70s are a bit, well, I'm saying this is a 60s compilation because it was issued still when Beatles were together. In February 70, they were still as a band. Although it was released on 26th of February 1970, it's 50 years and 4 days, but the Beatles were still together. All the other compilations of the 70s were released after the Beatles breakup. These pictures were made on 22nd of August 1969 in John's home. And we all know that this session is the last time ever the Beatles were together, all 4 of them. Unfortunately. Now, let's go track by track and talk about why this and that track were on that compilation. So, first of all, the main songs on this one are Hey Jude and Revolution, of course. The name of the album is Beatles Again, actually, but then it was unofficially renamed to Hey Jude. And I'm gonna show it to you in detail later, but on the American second pressing it says Hey Jude, but on the American first pressing it says the Beatles Again. So the major reason why people bought that album is because of Hey Jude and Revolution. Now, we have here 2 songs from 1964, Can't Buy Me Love and I Should Have Known Better. So one might wonder why 2 Hard Day's Night from 1964 songs are doing on the 1970s compilation. Well, there is a reason for that, because those two songs were released on the Hard Day's Night soundtrack album, and the soundtrack album was released under United Artists, not under Capitol. So those two songs were not released on the Capitol album, so they weren't included here. Same thing happens with Rain and Paperback Writer. They were issued as a single in UK, but the first time they appear on the album on Hey Jude. Same thing happens with Lady Madonna and Lady Madonna, The Ballad of John and Yoko, and Old Brown Shoe. And the latest songs are Get Back and Don't Let Me Down. So all of them are released here. And the Let It Be album was not yet released, because the Let It Be album was released in April 1970. And Don't Let Me Down was issued as a single. So it's very complicated, and all the songs are shuffled, and all the songs are, just really, really complicated. Because for me, all the American releases up to Revolver are just the compilations. The songs from Help are included on the American Rubber Soul, and the American Revolver has -3 songs, and everything is shuffled. So for me, it's very, very complicated. And still, by using this album and releasing all those missing songs on one album is a good thing. So the American issues I really like, because Magical Mystery Tour, they took all this double EP from UK and the singles and put them in a single album. It's a good thing. The Hey Jude, all those songs that were released on singles are on the one album. It's good. In UK, it's good because Oldies But Goldies, they put all those singles and put them in one album. Now, the song Bad Boy was released in 66, and in America it was released in 1965. And here all those songs that were released in 1966 are released in 1970 in America. So it's very, very complicated. Now, after releasing that album, there are still 5 songs that were never released on Capitol. So, the 5 songs that were omitted during the years from Capitol albums are There's a Place, From Me to You, Misery, I'm Down, and Inner Light. These are the 5 English songs, and also She Loves You, the German version. Now, the I Wanna Hold Your Hand German version appeared on the Beatles' new album. So, after releasing this Hey Jude album and closing the gaps, still 6 songs were remained unreleased on Capitol albums. And some might wonder, because Lady Madonna and Inner Light are the A and B sides, and Lady Madonna appears here, but Inner Light was omitted. So a lot of questions remain unanswered. Now later was released the Rarities album, which included some of those songs, but still it doesn't make it easier to collect the American albums and collecting all the songs, because it's very, very complicated. Now, in the late 80s, it was very easy. All the 12 British albums were released along with Magical Mystery Tour, and all the non-album singles and all the others were released on double album, which is called Past Masters. So it was everything was settled, everything was closed. But during the 60s and 70s, it was really, really complicated. So the running time of this album is approximately 33-34 minutes, and the missing songs, come on. We have There's a Place, From Me to You, Misery, I'm Down, Inner Light, maybe 3 minutes, and She Loves You, 2 minutes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 times 2, it's 10 minutes, and Inner Light 13. So it's 13 minutes, okay? So they could have made 45 minutes album and close all the gaps. But still, those 6 songs were omitted, and nobody knows why. Okay? So, this is the compilation, and I cannot say that I really like this compilation. As you have already understood from my videos, I'm not a very big fan of American releases. Only Magical Mystery Tour is the best for me. Okay, so let's go now to the GoPro mode. And you know what? There's not so many things to show here, and I will show it to you everything like that without GoPro. Okay, so let's first of all talk about the American pressing. All of them have the same cover. There are no differences in the covers. On the back cover we have exactly the same picture and exactly the same design, nothing changes. Only American has here printed in USA, and here the catalog number, which is Apple SW385, and nothing else. It's a thick cardboard cover. Now, the vinyl here is absolutely standard Apple, I mean nothing new here. And it has here the name Hey Jude. It doesn't have Beatles Again, which means it's a second variation. The first variation has Beatles Again. And we have here Hey Jude, the Beatles, the name, the stereo, catalog number, track listing, and that's it. No other texts. So pretty standard and pretty regular issue. Let's go to the Italian. Italian pressing is very interesting pressing because, first of all, it has a very dark picture. Very, very dark picture. And it's not that focused as the American pressing. The faces are almost dark, and John's face is almost, I mean, rarely visible. It's laminated. Here we have the catalog number and Italian stereo mono. And here as well we have the same cover without track listing. Here it has Distribuzione EMI Italiana, EMI recording. Here has the catalog number. So everything pretty much standard, nothing new here. But it's very nice and interesting laminate on both sides. It comes with a black inner sleeve. The vinyl is heavyweight vinyl, and the label is very simple. It has Apple, of course. Here it says Beatles, Hey Jude, track listing, and that's it. Some catalog number and the Right Society. I mean, nothing new here. Nothing extraordinary that worth, attention or mentioning. Now, let's go to the German cover. German cover is absolutely identical to the American, and it's very flimsy and it's very thin, and it's not even cardboard, and it's also laminated. And here on the back it's absolutely identical to the American. There's a track listing, and here we have the catalog number, and that's it. The Italian one didn't have the track listing. I don't know why, but still. And here we have the French issue on an Apple, exactly the same as all the others. The Apple, catalog number, track listing, the name of the album, the name of the band, and that's it. I mean, nothing extraordinary here. Now, the extraordinary comes here on the Greek version and here with the OBI. So let's go in detail. First of all, it's cover very flimsy but laminated. It was damaged by water, actually. Very bright in comparison to the Italian pressing, very bright. You can clearly see the face, but the picture is blurry, it's out of focus. Now the back picture is black and white. It's not colored, black and white. We have here the track listing on top. Here we have some credits, and here we have the catalog number, and here is the Greek logo of EMI. Made and printed in Greece. Okay. It was made in Saloniki. Here is the vinyl. It's not on Apple, of course. It's on EMI. It says only EMI. And all the text here are in Greek. Since we don't speak Greek and we don't understand what is written here, I cannot read it to you, but here is the logo of EMI. Here we have the track listing, here are some credits in Greek, and the catalog number is a cross, like that, on the line of the red. Now, on the B side, on the other side, it says here, all the rights of the manufacturer and the owner of the record reserved, unauthorized public performance, broadcasting, and copyright of this record prohibited. So it's a standard text. Okay, so this is the unique Greek label, and it comes here on with this OBI. Unfortunately, it was damaged, and this OBI was glued to the cover, and that's why it damaged my cover. But anyway, I could save it, and that's what I did. Now here it says ANT1. Now what is ANT1? ANT1 is the Greek television network, and the word that appears here is parosiazi. I am sorry for pronouncing it bad. I apologize, Greek people, please forgive me. But Google tells me that, Google tells me it's parosiazi, and the translation of this word is a present. So which means this album was given as a present from television network. So it's kind of unique and not the pressing like one of the other pressings. So it was made especially for TV, some kind of a game or something, competition or something, I don't know. And the television network ANT1 gave it as a gift. Let's talk about the sound. I've listened to all 4 copies, and there's not so much difference, actually. I didn't hear many differences, but one that I was really, really surprised is actually, you won't believe it, is the Greek one. Sounds the best. I don't know, you may be mad at me, but it sounds the best. It's the loudest, it's the greatest, it's the most, tremble and basses are sound, especially when you go to Revolution, when starts the guitar and then the first drum enters, you hear the bass, you hear the surround. That was great. So much to my surprise, the Greek issue is the best sounding for me out of all my 4. The next 2 copies are let's go to the Italian. This is the Italian, and this is the French. They sound approximately the same for me. A little bit lighter than the Greek one. You don't actually hear that kind of strong bass, because I think that the low frequencies were a little bit cut on the others, and also the high frequencies were cut. There's not so loud and it's not so booming to ears as the Greek one. And the worst is American. I don't know why, but I have nothing against American pressings or American albums, but this one sounds to me most simple. It's not loud, it's nothing special. You just hear the music, okay, but you don't enjoy it. You have to put the volume up to the highest volume possible, and still it doesn't hurt your ears. So after that, the latest one, when I put the Greek on my turntable and I put the Revolution, I was making my test mostly on Revolution, Lady Madonna and Rain, because they are the loudest songs. And Revolution, when it made the guitar and then the drum, you can actually hear the sound of the Greek one. So for me, out of all my 4, Greek is in the first place, French, Italian are on the second place, and America is on the third place. So for me, if I have to choose in all those 4, I would say that Italian and Greek, if I have them, I don't need anything else. The American sounds not so best, not so good, and it's a second issue, actually. It's not the first issue. And the German and French, they are mixed. I don't have the vinyl of the German, and I don't have the cover of the French. So I cannot consider it as a full. So that's it for me for today. If any of you have a chance to put your hands on the Greek pressing, you grab it, because this is the most rare and this is the most interesting pressing. It was not sold in the stores. It was given as a gift for the subscribers of a television network, and it comes with OBI, and it sounds amazing. So I would say that with this Hey Jude album, I go with Greek pressing. And unfortunately for me, it was damaged. You see the light, the colors here, the white. It was damaged by rain, and here are some stains of the water, and here it's a bit torn. But that's how I got it, and then I removed that OBI because the OBI was closing John Lennon. It was like that, and when I just wanted to remove it, I almost damaged the cover here because it was glued due to the water stain, and the paper from here just glued on the cover. But lucky for me, I was able to fix it. I was able to remove everything, and now I do have this wonderful Greek copy with OBI, and I go with this one. Sounds the best and most unique. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. That was a fun video to make. I wasn't preparing that video for so long. I just made some notes, but I hope I covered everything that has to do with this album. So bye for now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked that video, and if any questions, tell me. I hope I answered your request. Think Beatles. Thank you very much. Bye bye.